Quem é gay?
Put anything in the van?
My mom is gonna believe this one, honestly. She will 100%.
Sorry.
Want that?
Is it free?
I think so. Red is just left. You know what? Some of us will sit. No, let's not sit side by side. Two of us will sit in front. Two will sit at the back.
Right here.
Yeah. No, this is not our calling. We'll go with the red one. They always do this. Yeah, in the movies.
What happened in the movie? Content creators.
This woman that brought to the microwave.
You come to Stacy.
Hi, your friend. Do your one first.
You mind? No, she's good. She's professional.
You should go and bring your nails. Do your one first, and then you come.
No, why? Violet, come here. I touch water a lot of times. And then I clean my hands all the time. Alcohol.
This head is too big. Mr. Man is putting sunscreen. Did you remember to put your sunscreen?
Me?
Your skin is...
People dress professional. I think we are feeling English.
No, it's a tradition. It's a culture. I've seen them in the store, and when the way they look at you, like you're nothing. They're so nasty. You've seen them, eh?
Found my description and
Salma!
Easy!
We need to push someone over the side. Henry.
Sometimes people spread out and it's less than I think can fit in.
All right, no problem.
A little bit,
Tokyo Drift.
Alright guys, good afternoon and welcome to the African Queen. My name is Devin and I'm pleased to be your guide as we tour around Water Safari Lake today. Just a friendly reminder that there's no eating, drinking, smoking on the boat, and please remain seated and keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Now today we'll be seeing a variety of primates from around the world. During the winter months, these guys are housed in heated barns on the property as they are sensitive to the cold.
Bro, why are they sleeping?
So first up here on our right-hand side, you can see just outside of their wooden hut structure to our right are the ring-tailed lemurs. You may recognize these fellas as King Julian from the movie series Madagascar. Now these guys are only found on Madagascar Island off the eastern coast of Africa. They are very easily identifiable with their black and white barred tails. And they do like to travel on the ground in groups of 10 to 30 people, or individuals, and they are very female dominated. Now, a fun fact about ring-tailed lemurs is that their legs are considerably longer than their arms, allowing them to jump great distances. In fact, they can jump in one single bound 9.5 feet straight in the air.
Wow, the vocal piece have that.
I could see.
I'm not.
Or like 616 size.
So you look on your right-hand side here, just underneath this tree coming up, you will notice we have our great blue heron. He's just standing on the shoreline, kind of blending in with that tree to our right. Now this is one of the most common wading birds that we'll see in Ontario. Note how he has no feathers on his legs that allows him to move through the water silently as he stalks his prey. Now he's also a great fisherman. He likes to go after fish, snakes, and frogs. Now behind him on our right-hand side, you can see our spider monkeys. So the one closest to us that's fully brown or in color, that is a black-handed spider monkey, and his name is Bieber. And sitting behind him in that same tree, you can't see him very well, but he's fully black in color, and he's a black, robust spider monkey, and his name is Flip. Now the two of these guys have really well adapted to life in the trees. They have very long, slender, strong limbs and a prehensile tail, which they essentially use as a fifth limb. Now their tail's also missing a small patch of fur at the end, which allows them greater grip while they're grasping onto the branches. They also lack thumbs, which allows them greater speed and agility as they swing through the trees. Now these guys like to feed on a diet of fruits and leaves, and they can be found throughout Mexico, Panama, and Ecuador. The one we can see more clearly right now, fully in black, that is Flip. And his buddy Bieber is never far behind. Now, spider monkeys get their name because they have long, lanky limbs, and they have a very small head, so when they're swinging through the branches and you were to look up, they do look like giant spiders. Well, on these nice cooler days like today, primates do tend to be a little bit more active, especially after they've had their lunch, taken their nap, and now they're up and about for the day. Down their ears. They also tend to like to eat upside down, hanging upside down by their feet, and they'll feed on fruits, leaves, seeds, and nectars. Now these guys do have a territorial call that they'll display at times to let everyone know this is my home, don't interrupt me. But they also are very territorial in nature, so this is one of the few islands you will not see Canadian geese jump up on because the lemurs will immediately chase them away. Now, directly in front of us, you can see two of our white-handed gibbons. This island in front of us is a Holmes 3, our nice family of gibbons. We have the mother, Gina, father, Alfonso, and their baby infant son, Sylvester. Now you can see all three of them right now. So there's one slightly to the left, one more in the center, and one on the right side of that wooden hut structure. Now, white-handed gibbons are native to Southeast Asia and belong to a group of primates known as lesser apes. They can vary in color from light beige to black, with a white ring around their face and white hands and feet, hence their name, gibbons. Now, these guys, just like our lemurs behind us, are very famous for their territorial call. You guys may have heard them doing it earlier today. It's kind of like a loud whoop whoop noise that they'll do. And once again, I just to let everyone know this is my home. Please do not come here.
What's that noise?
Now, the one that is closest to us, very likely, is the father, Alfonso. The one in the middle is their little baby, Sylvester. And the one furthest away on the right-hand side is the mom, Gina.
She's showing off.
Now, as we approach the docking area, I ask again that you please remain seated and keep your arms and legs inside of the boat at all times until it comes to a full and complete stop. I'll secure us to the dock and open the gate to your right-hand side, and then you may exit. If you have any questions about the tour or the safari in general, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you. Otherwise, thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have a great rest of the day on safari.
I'm staying on.
Now, the docking procedure can be a little bit bumpy, so I do recommend holding on, and please watch your step as you exit the boat.
Free flying some pretty awesome predatory birds for you guys today. We'll get them nice and up close and personal for you. You can see them fly around, how they hunt, and hopefully I'll be able to teach you one or two other facts as we go along here today. To show off with a bit of a bang here, we're actually going to be bringing out the largest bird at the Prairie Conservation Center. You might notice I'm flying down the field here. Showing off for you guys today is Albert, and Albert's a marabou stork. These guys actually have the second largest wingspan of any flying bird. Got about a 10-foot wingspan.
Oh!
Yeah, making a nice catch for you guys today. Now as he's walking around, check out some of Albert's more attractive features. You might notice that bald head there, that double chin hanging down there, and those skinny white legs. You might even think he looks a little bit like your mother-in-law, perhaps. Don't worry though, these features are good for Albert. So Albert's what we call a scavenger bird. So that bald head allows him to stick that head into some pretty gross places, getting blood and guts all over that head. And by not having feathers up there, allows that blood and guts to just bake off and fall off his head without getting stuck in his feathers and becoming detrimental to his health. Unfortunately though, I do have to mention that those white legs you see there aren't actually his natural color of his legs. His legs are actually black naturally. But Albert practices something called urohydrosis, which is basically a fancy scientific term meaning Albert likes to go to the bathroom all over his own legs. Ew. Yeah, pretty gross, but again, this is good for Albert. He's native to Africa, and this is a method he helps himself to keep cool under that hot African sun. Thankfully here at Safari we have wet play to keep us cool, so hopefully none of you have to try that method here at Safari. Wow. Alright, the next bird we're going to be bringing out for you guys today is a bit of a smaller bird compared to Albert. But we're going to be showing off for you guys today a hawk. And popping out the back here for you is Rosa. And Rosa is a Harris hawk. So she's going to be doing a little flying around for you guys today. So keep your eyes peeled. Wow. So these guys are native to the southern United States, into South America. And as you look at her there, she's got a nice long skinny tail. This acts a lot like a rudder, like on a boat. This helps her to be very agile in the air. She can make quick cuts, quick turns. She's going to be demonstrating that off in a little bit by doing a little aerial catch for you guys today. And as she is standing there and flying around, also take a look at her legs.
Whoa!
These guys have these nice yellow legs with some pretty thick scaling on them. This thick scaling actually helps to protect them from some of the creatures they might encounter in their environment. So these guys are often found in desert regions. So these thick scaling on the legs help to protect her from snake bites, scorpion stings, and whatnot. Now take a look at her today. She's going to try and fly in here today and make a little catch for you guys today, showing off how agile she is in the air and how good these birds are. Here she comes. Yes. Yeah, give her a hand. Nice catch there by Rosa.
We people.
These birds are actually very smart. They're one of the top birds used in falconry. And these birds have actually adapted a really unique strategy in hunting. So a lot of raptor birds are solitary hunters, meaning they hunt alone. These guys have actually developed a pretty unique strategy where they actually hunt in groups. They also live in groups. They live in groups of about 2 to 6 individuals, usually led by a dominant female, and then the male, and then some juveniles from the year before. So they'll hunt in these groups. And what they'll do is they'll actually send out scout birds that'll leave the group, leave the pack, and try and flush out some prey, get some prey running back towards the rest of the group, where then the rest of the group can all converge on that prey, make the kill together, and then share their meal that way. So this hunting strategy actually gives these guys one of the highest hunt success rate of birds. They have about a 90% hunt success rate, which is pretty awesome for these guys. And a pretty unique strategy these guys have adapted to being very good hunters. Now the next bird we're going to be showing out for you guys today is one of the most majestic birds. He's going to be flying down the backfield for you guys today. Does anybody know what that is? Shout it out. A seagull? A seagull? You got eagle. You're right. That's a bald eagle. So flying down the backfield for us today is Granger. And Granger's our bald eagle. So he flew down there. He's grabbed a little snack. These guys do hunt mammals and other birds. He's going to be flying in here today demonstrating how he hunts his favorite prey, which are fish. So take a look. He's going to try and catch this lure off the water, demonstrating how he might catch a fish. He's going to see that fish pop up to the surface. Bang! Yes, rip that fish right out of the water. Give a little victory call. Yeah, give him a hand. Now in the event that a bald eagle might actually grab a fish that might be a bit too big for them to just pick up and fly away with, might even pull them into the water, they've actually adapted a pretty unique strategy to deal with this. So these guys will use those big wings of theirs, like paddles or oars, and actually swim their fish to the nearest log or to shore, or where then they can just drag that fish out of the water and enjoy their meal that way. Unfortunately, as some of us may know, these bald eagle populations were struggling not too long ago. In the mid-1900s, a pesticide called DDT was being used on farmers' fields, and what this did was actually worked its way up the food chain and got into the diet of the bald eagle. Now, what this did to the bald eagle was actually inhibited their ability to uptake calcium. So, of course, we know calcium is needed to make strong bones. But more importantly for these guys, calcium is needed to make strong eggs. So these guys were laying eggs that were quite brittle. And when the mother would go to incubate these eggs or sit on these eggs would actually crack under her weight. And of course, with cracked eggs, you're not having babies hatch out. And without babies hatching out, your population is going to see a pretty quick decline. So that is what we saw with these guys. Their numbers were declining pretty quickly. They were pretty hard to see in the wild. And actually in 1978, they were put on the endangered species list. But thankfully, scientists did figure out that DDT was the cause of this issue. It's since been banned from North America. And actually through some captive breeding and release programs and otherwise, the bald eagle's numbers have risen. And actually as of 2007, they were officially removed from the endangered species list altogether. Which is great news for these guys. Yeah, no, that's awesome. We can give those guys a hand. We love seeing bald eagles. If you guys are looking for bald eagles, they can be found right here in Ontario. As I mentioned, they love fish, so if you're looking for them, they're often found near lakes, rivers where they can hunt that fish. So keep your eyes peeled, as it's good news that we still see these guys around here in Ontario. Now, as you guys are walking around the Bird of Prey Conservation Center, just out here behind us, I hope you did notice that a lot of our birds are in pairs. This is because we have a pretty extensive breeding program here at the safari. And of course, with a good breeding program comes lots and lots of babies. So it's only fitting the next bird we're bringing out for you guys today helps to answer that age-old question of where do babies come from? We all know they come from our stork. Flying around and walking around for you guys today is Storky, and he's a European white stork. Now, the idea that we think these guys are the bringers of human babies actually has to do with their migration pattern. So these guys make a 9-month migration from Europe to Africa and back to Europe again. And obviously this 9 months coincides with the length of a human pregnancy. So they're giving us the idea that these guys are the bringers of human babies. Now as Storky's flying around for you guys today, check out his legs, check out his beak. These guys have long, skinny orange legs. He's got a long, skinny orange beak. This is a pretty good indicator that Storky's what we call a wading bird. So this has to do with how these guys hunt. So these guys will wade out into shallow waters. Those long, skinny legs of theirs help them not to disturb that water too much, stir up the silt and scare away their prey. Then they can stand out there and just jut that nice long beak of theirs into the water and pick away their prey, whether it be fish, crustaceans, insects. That's these guys' preferred method of hunting. All right, before I carry on with my presentation here, I'm actually in need of a few volunteers. Any kids that are good at running, put your hands up if you want to join me out here in the field. I need about 2 kids from each stand. I'm going to pick a couple kids here. Yeah, how about in the white here?
There's one here.
Awesome. Yeah, and the pink, you want to come down here? Awesome. And the green? The toucans on the shirt? Awesome. You want to come down here? And their pink hat? Just come right here, guys. All right, I need a couple from this stand. Yeah, and orange shirt there, and the purple shirt. Yeah, just hang right here. Need a couple from over here. The pink hat right there. Yeah, and the neon. Awesome. How about the red? And right here in the tie-dye. Perfect. Come over here quick, guys, please. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll just step in here, just hang out right here for a second, please, guys. So we got some pretty brave volunteers here. I mean, I wasn't specific at all with what they're doing, so hopefully they'll come back in one piece anyways. Don't be scared, don't be scared. I'm just going to step out here for a second. All right, you guys be safe in there. Okay, send out the lions. You guys weren't even scared. I can tell. All right, we're going to go for a little walk down here, so just follow me down here, guys. So these guys are actually going to be racing against a pair of our birds. So we're going to be doing this race to demonstrate how good these birds are on the ground. Obviously, we know good birds are good in the air, good at flying, but these birds in particular are good on the ground. This has to do with the shape of their foot. Anyways, I'll get to that more a bit later. So these birds, they get a bit of a bad reputation. They're not the prettiest birds, but they're actually some of the most important birds in our environment. And I'll tell you about that more in a second. But coming out the back for you guys today is Murphy and Kirby. And they're a pair of black vultures. So they're flying down the field to grab a little snack, and then they'll be joining us up here for a little race against our brave volunteers. So vultures, we often see them on the ground eating roadkill and carcasses. So their foot's pretty adapted to being on the ground. So they have a pretty flat foot. Whereas a lot of raptors have a cup-shaped foot, which is better for perching, hanging on the branches. So we're going to demonstrate how good these guys are on the ground by having a little race here. All right, you kids. You guys see that post over there? It looks like a T? Awesome, that's where you're racing to, okay? Now I need you guys to stay on this side of me, because the vultures are going to be on this side of me, okay? Anybody cheering for these volunteers? Yeah, who's cheering for the vultures? Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, just remember, whatever you do, don't fall down, because vultures eat things that look like they're dead. Okay, get set, go! To the post, to the post! Whoa! Look at everything! Oh, man! Oh, man!
Good job!
Let's give him a hand anyways. That was good. You got the fast. Wow!
That will never give up!
I don't know.
It's all good. Did you label it?
No,
What's the name? Oh, okay.
It's very bony. I don't want to put something. Oh, is that Impala? Never mind. Alpaca.
Yeah, a lot of vegetation.
What's this?
I forgot the name already.
What's the name?
He's a two-toed sloth, and his name is Mo.
Mo.
Mo. Hi, Mo. He cannot sit, like, stand up.
Oh, it can only be like this, right?
That's the life, though, to lay there and have someone feed you. It's like, and he just has, like, this is his outdoor basket, but he has an indoor one where he's like, you wake him up in the morning, he just pulls his towel back. He's like, yeah, nope, pulls it back down. He's as lazy as they say they are. They sleep naturally up to 18 hours a day.
Really?
But I mean, he doesn't have to find food or escape any elements, so he's always kind of just active. Only whenever we're like he's like, yeah, if you bring it to me, I might wake up. He does enjoy his time outside though, which is nice. He likes to move around a bit more when he's outside.
Does he eat alone or you always have to feed him?
No, we'll leave him at night. So they're more nocturnal, typically. So at night we'll leave him with a dish of food, and he will eat out of it. He'd much prefer us to give him his food during the day, or he wouldn't.
Can you see? Oh, the name is what? What do you call it now?
I forgot.
That was an extensive
Sorry,
amount.
what's the name, please?
What's that?
What's the name, please?
Is like the type of animal?
No, the name.
name.
Oh, his name is Mo.
Mo, yeah.
Or Slow Mo.
The name is Mo.
Two.
Say hi, Mo.
Are you sleeping now, buddy?
Mo.
He's falling asleep.
Tired?
My goodness. That's like me though.
All that chewing, eh?
Can you see that? His name is what? Mo, yeah, you got it.
Are you done?
But in nature, they don't get out in the sun, so this is that's too cute. They do. No, they don't. They rather sleep. But right now, she's eating.
Like, what should that be?
But in nature, she would be sleeping during the day and eat at night.
Yeah. What are you doing, Mom?
We've been waiting to show her, eh?
Yeah, I want to see.
This is gonna be my next load screen.
You know there's some people like that?
Yeah. That is parrot, right?
It's a bird. I didn't know.
Yeah, the person can talk too much.
Why do you know people when I'm saying?
You have to
Oh my god, did you see her? She's so sassy. She just turned around. Pose! Umi, look here! I told her to pose and she's posing. She looks beautiful. How is this? Is it a bunny? What is this?
That's a rabbit.
Oh my god, he's so big.
I want a trade stone. I feel like trade stone.
Oh my god, he looks so fake.
Is there camera there?
Oh my god, is it real?
Hi.
I'm sorry. I saw it. I was like, this looks so Come, let's go. Your boss is... Where's Kanga?
No, I don't know that Kanga. Oh, Kanga is feathers of a peacock. About Kanga, yeah. Me too.
Oh, this is so good.
Oh, I need to cool down.
I'd like to go back to the squash pad, but if we don't get in, we'll get a season pass and we'll come back.
To the Victoria Falls. Where?
You want to go under the sea? Does that feel nice? Oh, that feels nice. Nice and cool. Oh, this is the reptile show. It's not starting for another hour, so I don't think we'll get it. We're going to go back to the splash pad, and then we'll do the reptile show. Thank you for asking.
He is called a fox snake, and you can find him in your backyard. Yeah, and it's really good if you find them because they are really good at eating mice. They can eat between 2 and 4 mice a week, and if there's less mice in your yard, less likely you are to get sick. That, and it keeps away any stinky, stinky mice and rodents, right? So they're really, really good at eating rodents. If you don't have a mouse problem, you probably have a snake. You're welcome. And if you want, you can go meet my friend Cheeto, who's not a snake and not from around here. But thank you. He's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
He is beautiful. This is Swiper. He's a fox snake. You can find him in your backyard. Yeah, so a lot of our rodents, our reptiles in Ontario, they do something called, they kind of burrow, they dig underneath the ground and live underneath the frost line. So it's below the ground so deep that it doesn't get cold. It still stays relatively warm. So most of our snakes can't really much.
Precioso, ¿no?
Te quiero toser. Se me fue como una... Quédate con tu mami.
Yeesh.
It's a baby. How many? Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Wait, Selma, can you see the elephant?
Look at the baby, Selma.
The baby?
Yeah.
I might have to lift her up and put her on the fence.
Oh, yeah, to sit there.
But this will fall.
You think so?
No, take a picture of me from behind.
Their skin has fur.
Do they?
A little bit, you can see the hair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do. Under their mouth.
Right here.
I see one. I see two child. Lots of dung. Lots of dung right there. And I smell it too.
Let me show you.
I think one.
Ah, look. Yes.
This one's like, this one will take me like 1 month. Is that pea? Is that pea? What your own problem since in our vagina you have been asking?
Yeah, I did that many times. All aboard!
I want to laugh so much.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Nature Boys Scenic Railway. My name is Ashley and I'm pleased to be your guide as we tour around the reserve today. Just a few friendly reminders, there's no eating, drinking, or smoking while on the train. As well, I do ask that you please remain seated with your arms and legs well within the train carriages at all times. We are about to enter into a 40-acre reserve consisting mostly of open woodland. Predominant vegetation in this area includes willow, ash, elm, poplar, and a large sheltering white pine forest. Please note that the Nature Boys Scenic Railway is intended as a scenic ride and not as an animal display. Therefore, it will only be by chance that the animals are seen. So please keep your eyes peeled and your cameras ready. So the animals are by chance.
Blackbird.
Yes, honey? Look at it. Yeah, look at that, Selma. Probably will see a crocodile. Let's get it. Oh, yeah.
We're to 1869. Today, the original engine stands in front of the railroad station in California as a symbol of an engineering marvel of over 150 years ago. Standing in the water, we have a great blue heron. The great blue heron are very common to southern Ontario. They're very easily recognized in flight because their long necks will be in an S-shaped curve with their legs trailing behind them. Coming up on your left, if you look in the water, you are going to see two large white birds. These are the trumpeter swans. They are the largest members of the swan family, and they breed from Alaska to the Rocky Mountain states. At one time, their numbers were dangerously low, but they have since recovered. The trumpeter swan got its name because of the loud trumpeting sound that it makes.
Did you see that? Wait, I'm gonna show you one more.
That you see is our state-of-the-art elephant facility. The 18,000 square foot building features a computer-controlled ventilation system, heated floors, and natural lighting. There's also a laboratory and research center within the building, which enables our staff to continue their efforts in maintaining one of North America's most successful breeding programs for this endangered species. African Lion Safari is a proud member of the International Elephant Foundation, which supports conservation, education, and research worldwide. Through their passion, expertise, through their knowledge, passion, expertise, and partnerships, they inspire and engage people to ensure a vibrant future with elephants everywhere. If you look closely, you might be able to see an opening for the Elephant Lookout. Once the train tour is done, if you take the path all the way on your right, all the way to the end, you should be able to see some of our newest members to the herd. And Little Ray's reptile performances. Should you have any questions about the tour or safari in general, I would be happy to try and answer them for you to the best of my ability. I'd like to thank you for coming to Safari today, and I hope that you have a wild day with us. Please watch your head and step as you are getting off the train.
Take your time. Can I go to the other side? The branch there.
Are we out? Hey, hi everybody.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, I still hit my head.
Two for new.
Yeah, let's go.
Are you having fun?
Sit down!
Video? Nice. How much?
Yeah, that's what happened to that girl then.
We're a little too short, okay, just be right to the bottom. Oh, yeah? That means that you can't go on the slides or up on the structure there, okay? But the other 3 pools are good to go, okay?
Oh, I think she likes that one.
Have fun. We're going to measure them against here, okay? Alright, we're a little short, but we're going to have to go on the sign, okay? So you can't go on the slides or go on the structure, but the other 3 pools are good, okay? Yeah, you're good. I'm going to give you a bracelet, okay? So that they know you're tall enough. You're good to go anywhere, okay? Alright, can you put it on your arm? Alright, so those 3 pools then. कौन है भाई बे आ रहे हैं Okay.